Yella Beezy thought he was in the clear until the past caught up. Once flying high off fame and viral hits, Dallas rapper Yella Beezy is now behind bars, charged with capital offenses in connection to the death of his longtime rival, Mo3. What was once dismissed as just another rap beef has now turned into a full-blown legal storm, and Beezy is at the center of it. Authorities believe Beezy orchestrated the 2020 interstate ambush that claimed Mo3's life, using 22-year-old Quan White to carry it out. White was later arrested and sentenced on weapons charges, while another man, Devin Morris Brown Jr., was also tied to the case. But the missing puzzle piece? Who ordered the hit? That answer came when Beezy was arrested and booked into Dallas County Jail on a $2 million bond. The arrest rocked the hip-hop world. Mo3's mother, Nicole Williams, called it long overdue justice. For years, rumors swirled, especially when photos surfaced of Beezy and White together. Beezy remained unbothered, flashing stacks of money on Instagram, flexing jewelry, even hinting at the situation in cryptic posts. But behind the scenes, the walls were closing in. In 2021, Beezy was arrested with multiple firearms inside a bulletproof SUV, living like a man at war. Still, he moved recklessly, acting untouchable, while his ally, Trap Boy Freddy, kept the tension alive with songs mocking Mo3's death. But this time, it's different. With capital charges looming, Beezy faces either life in prison or worse. And inside, it won't be easy. Mo3 still has loyal supporters, and Beezy's high-profile name makes him a target. The sad part? It didn't have to end like this. Years ago, Yella Beezy and Mo3 weren't enemies. They took photos together, shared stages, and coexisted in Dallas's rap scene. But once fame kicked in, old street politics followed. Mo3 claimed his rise exposed him to jealousy and unresolved past tensions. Baton Rouge icon Boosie Badazz took a liking to Mo3, co-signing him and collaborating on music, while Yella Beezy continued making moves in his own lane. In interviews, both Beezy and Mo3 acknowledged a misunderstanding, allegedly over a woman, but insisted it was squashed. Unfortunately, their peace was short-lived. As success grew, so did the tension. In 2017, a shooting at Club Phantom left one man dead, and not long after, Mo3 was arrested in a raid and charged with aggravated assault. He later opened up about the ordeal, calling it a turning point. That point now seems like the beginning of the end, for both of them. Mo3 didn't let his arrest shake him. In a phone interview, he even joked about police letting him drive his own truck to jail and stopping at McDonald's on the way. Still, the legal battle cost him over $90,000, nearly wiping him out. According to Mo3, it all stemmed from social media rumors, and eventually the charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. As tensions in the Dallas rap scene rose, comedian Roy Lee found himself in the middle. Known for his raw humor, Roy Lee called out the growing beef, saying it felt like Mo3 versus the whole Dallas-Fort Worth area. He supported Mo3, and his jokes often targeted Yella Beezy. One interview in particular stirred controversy. Roy Lee mocked Beezy's Oak Cliff roots and dared him to come get robbed. That interview sparked a fight between the two at King of Diamonds nightclub in 2017. Roy Lee later claimed Beezy and his crew jumped him and demanded a fair one-on-one. In later interviews, Roy continued taunting Beezy, questioning his background and even bringing up family members. The back and forth only made things more tense. Then in September 2018, Roy Lee was shot in the leg while sitting in a parking lot. At first, it seemed he'd recover. He even posted videos joking about the situation. But weeks later, complications from blood clots led to his unexpected passing. Mo3 took it hard. In an emotional interview, he showed off a chain honoring Roy Lee, saying he wasn't supposed to go like that. Though no names were officially mentioned, many speculated Yella Beezy was involved. Just days after Roy Lee's passing, Beezy himself was targeted in a drive-by shooting. While driving on the Sam Rayburn Tollway, a car pulled up and opened fire. Beezy was struck multiple times but survived. Authorities arrived quickly and he was rushed to the hospital. The shooting set off a wave of speculation, with fans believing it was retaliation. In a later interview, Beezy said he'd noticed suspicious vehicles following him after leaving a club, but by the time he reacted, it was too late. Mo3, however, stayed quiet, refusing to comment publicly on the shooting. Then in July 2019, tensions hit a new high when both rappers were scheduled to perform at the Unruly Citizens Festival. When Mo3 showed up, police denied him entry while Yella Beezy performed without issue. Furious, Mo3 went live on Instagram, accusing Beezy and his team of using the police to keep him out of the event. Yella Beezy quickly fired back, dismissing MO3's claims as a cry for attention. According to Beezy, MO3 was never even booked to perform at the festival. "Man, stop playing," Beezy scoffed. "Ain't nobody on the same flyer as me." His friend Trap Boy Freddy added fuel, laughing that MO3 faked an arrest just to stay relevant. 2 days later, Beezy appeared on Vlad TV. When asked about MO3, he smirked and said, "I don't know who that is." That blatant dismissal pushed MO3 over the edge. He dropped a diss track titled, "Let Me Find Out," making it clear the feud had turned into full-blown war. Soon, it began affecting people around them. In January 2020, MO3's manager Brandon Rainwater was attacked outside V-Live strip club. Surveillance footage showed Beezy's crew chasing and beating him in the street. Rainwater suffered a dislocated hip and later sued Beezy for $1 million. MO3 responded on Instagram Live, mocking the crew for jumping someone he called a scary man instead of facing real issues. The attack was a major escalation, and the tensions only grew worse. The death of MO3. For years, the feud simmered, but no one expected it to end in such a public and violent way. On November 11, 2020, MO3's life came to a tragic end in broad daylight on Interstate 35. That morning, he was leaving a female friend's home, unaware that two individuals in a black Camaro had been tracking him. As he drove, the car pulled up beside him. Realizing he was being followed, MO3 swerved and braked, trying to escape. Dashcam footage later showed him getting out and rushing to his glove box, likely reaching for protection, but he never made it. A masked man jumped out of the Camaro with a rifle. MO3 ran, dodging cars as traffic slowed, but the gunman was faster. Shots rang out. MO3 collapsed after being struck multiple times. The shooter fled and the getaway car sped off, leaving MO3 on the highway. Witnesses rushed to help. One person attempted CPR, but it was too late. News helicopters captured the aftermath. MO3's body surrounded by officers as stunned drivers looked on. He was only 28. The loss shook the Dallas music scene. What began as lyrical rivalry had turned into deadly street tension, claiming one of the city's rising stars. But the reaction online made things worse. Just minutes after the shooting, Trap Boy Freddy posted a video from traffic near the scene. Many pointed out how close he appeared to be to where MO3 had fallen. Then came tributes from Freddy to his own fallen friends, only deepening suspicions and stirring even more backlash. Right after MO3's death, Yella Beezy went live on Instagram, where his comments were flooded with accusations. Rather than respond, he played clueless. Meanwhile, Go Yayo joined the mockery, responding to a Facebook post saying, "I'm gonna live forever," adding the hashtag marked a murder gang, which stirred more backlash. While no solid evidence linked Beezy, Trap Boy Freddy, or Go Yayo to MO3's killing, their reactions painted a troubling picture. The way they responded sparked heavy speculation and talk of retaliation. Within days, Dallas saw a spike in violence. Reports claimed up to 8 people were killed, some suspected to be acts of revenge. Even Boozy, MO3's mentor, was shot in the leg while attending a vigil in Dallas. A reminder that no one was safe, not even mourners. The city was on edge and pressure mounted for authorities to act. That break came on December 10, 2020. Police arrested 22-year-old rapper Quan Dontrell White, aka FGG Bonzo Bling, in connection to MO3's death. An anonymous tip in cell data helped place him at the scene. White hadn't been discreet. Just days before the shooting, he posted a photo holding cash and a rifle with a caption that in hindsight seemed to hint at the hit. 2 weeks later, he was seen flaunting money at a jewelry store. Surveillance footage also linked a car matching the one used in the murder to a location tied to White. Even behind bars, White embraced the spotlight, previewing music with lyrics about drive-bys. His photos with Yella Beezy quickly surfaced online, deepening suspicions. Still, Beezy remained unfazed. At the end of 2020, he posted a bold message about putting his haters in the dirt, which only added fuel to the fire. In January 2021, White gave a jail interview, brushing off the accusations and even admitting his brother told him how famous he'd become since the arrest. His social media following jumped from under 1,000 to over 18,000. Despite this, he denied any deep connection to Beezy. But police weren't done. In April 2021, they arrested Devin Morris Brown, another Dallas native. Reports suggested he had personal issues with MO3, possibly over a woman, and had been tracking him before the attack. Investigators found phone records linking Brown and White, and when they raided Brown's home, they found a rifle, cash, and other illegal items. Police now believe they had the full picture. Fast forward nearly 4 years and Beezy's arrest has reopened the case. For fans who long believed he was involved, this moment feels like vindication. And for MO3's family, it's the first step toward long-awaited justice. For more content like this, subscribe to Rack City TV and stay alert. See you on the next one.